should be on. And yes. Hello, everyone. I'm going to turn this music down because holy moly. Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Little Anime Podcast, where we talk about anything anime related games, movies, or shows. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday. I am too. The usual, just going through the motions, going through the day, but can't complain. I say today it's a pretty good day. Um, but don't really have any updates. Like I said, for someone who's probably been jumping in more than usual, I don't have my usual like week update to give you guys. So I figured before we get into our discussion today, I thought maybe I'd look through and see if there was any anime news that might be interesting to talk about. I do see two. One from Anime News Network, pretty much giving us a date for the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Part 3, The Conflict anime debuts on October 5th. So let me click on it and see if it. Yeah, will debut on TV Tokyo and its affiliates on October 5th at 11 p.m. GST. Yeah, it's pretty much just going more into. Oh, I guess it does give a bit more information. So apparently, it says the anime, the Thousand Year Blood War arc, apparently will run for 4 cours with breaks in between. The anime covers the rest of the original manga up to its ending. The Thousand Year Blood War arc is the final arc of the manga and covers volume 55 to 74. Okay, so we do actually have more confirmation about. So this isn't the final part for this arc. That looks like there is supposed to be one more after this part 3 airs. So after part 3, we'll get the final part, which will wrap up the Thousand Year Blood War arc. So I am very interested about that. I'm glad I looked that up because I had no idea. I was wondering if this was going to be the final arc or whatnot, because I myself have not read the manga of the final arc, so I don't know how it's supposed to end like 100%. So I'm not sure there's other people like that who had no idea if this was like with the final arc, the final part, if there was going to be like one more part. But with this, we do have confirmation that there was going to be one more part to wrap up the rest of the arc. So I am definitely looking forward to that. I've already been caught up. I've seen part 1 and 2. So I'm so excited. I can't wait. So October 5th, that is when part 3 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc for Bleach airs. The other news I saw was from Crunchyroll, and it talks about new Rama 1/2 anime welcomes 5 new cast members. The series will stream on Netflix starting October 6th. So basically, they just revealed some character art of what's these 4 was it 4 or 5? I just said it. 5. These 5 new characters. Actually, I think I can bring it up. Here we go. Oh. Let me bring that and do that. Let's go here. From the top, let's make that. That's fine. I could stay like that. Oh, god dang it. I forget. I'm not supposed to do that. But then it does that. Okay, and that works. So, these are the new characters that they are revealing. But if you've already seen the original Ranma 1/2 anime, you already know who these characters are. So this is what Tatiwati Kuno is going to be looking like in the new anime. He's a kendo-loving second year who hates Ranma Saotome, but has a crush on a certain pigtail girl. It also does say who his voice actor will be in the anime. Next person we have is Kodachi Kuno, which is Kuno's younger sister, who has feelings for the boy version of Ranma. Then we have Dr. Tofu, Uh, oh, okay. Will be voiced by, I'm not gonna even try, I'm gonna butcher that name. Basically, he's the voice of Leon in both the games and films, I guess, in Japanese, which is interesting. I've never watched anything Resident Evil in anything besides English, so hearing that's pretty interesting. So we got Dr. Tofu, this is what he'll look like. And finally is the ice skating pair. I don't even remember how to pronounce their names. Basically, they did show up in the original anime, so this is basically like what they'll look like in the remake. So I just think that's kind of cool. So they're bringing back some characters we already know. Let's see, what other news can I bring up? This is from Animation Magazine. Adult Swim debuts Uzumaki's official trailer for Twisted Jujutsu Ito anime. Okay, it even has a date. So, Adult Swim's adaptation for Junji Ito's supernatural horror manga Uzumaki will premiere Saturday, September 28th at 12:30 a.m. during the network's action/anime block on Toonami, with new episodes airing weekly in Japanese with English subtitles. The series premiere's date was announced at San Diego's Comic Con. Both the Japanese and English dub will be available to stream on the next day on HBO Max. English language encore airing will debut every Thursday at 12:30 a.m. beginning October 3rd. Okay, so for anyone who's a huge fan of this, you won't have to wait much longer. Looks like this anime is finally going to be released. Let's see, anything else? Oh, this is from the one's called from Bleeding Cool News. Basically, it seems the Spy X Family Code White anime movie is now streaming on Crunchyroll. So if you didn't go, I think this was out in theater. So I guess if you didn't see it there, it's now on Crunchyroll. So if you have a Crunchyroll subscription, you will be able to see it. I don't see anything else, like any updates or whatnot, but I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, looks like that's kind of it for now, so I'll just get that. So let's just jump into our main topic today, which of course is, bring it up, da da da. Yes, we'll be talking about the InuYasha, the final act anime. Basically, it's a continuation of the original run of the InuYasha series. The original run, for the original anime had 161 episodes, I believe, and like 4 movies that kind of tied into that. Then there was like a huge break where we didn't know whether the anime was ever going to come back to finish up the last bit of the story to like wrap it up. Then it did come back in fall of 2009 with 26 episodes in the InuYasha the final act. So it aired October 4th to 2009 to March 30th of 2010 with 26 episodes. Where you can watch it now, you can watch them on Prime Video, Hulu, or Disney Plus if you have any of those subscriptions. It did say Crunchyroll, but we know maybe because that's Viz Media that has the licensing for that, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I mean the places they told me was Prime Video, Hulu, and Disney Plus. The studio that made it was Sunrise. It's based off the manga of the same name. The genres you'll find it under are action, adventure, fantasy, and romance. Themes are historical, love polygon, mythologic, and time travel. Its demographic is also shonen, and of course it was made by Rumiko Takahashi, who's also made other popular animes as the Yurisha Yasuo that has that just got not just got, but basically got a reboot with 2 seasons out already. Then there's the Ranma One Half that's getting its new reboot, and some other animes. I mean, other mangas, and I think some of them. I would think all except for one I didn't recognize, of basically having its own anime. So I would say pretty much all of her like most notable works are have been made into an anime, and a lot of them, funny enough, are now getting reboots or continuations. Kind of like how with InuYasha, after the final arc aired, it did bring back with Yashahime, which is also, I think it's something she worked on too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Yashahime was made by someone else. I think she made that. Let me look it up. Yashahime. Yeah, it was made by her too. Okay. But yeah, that's not up. So, bit of a little synopsis that I was able to find, basically on my anime list. It says, stored again by Naraku, InuYasha, Kagome, and their friends must continue to hunt for the few remaining Shikon jewel shards, lest they fully form into a corrupted jewel at the hands of Naraku. But Naraku has plans of his own to acquire them and will destroy anyone and anything standing in his way, even his own underlings. The persistent, unwilling danger posed by Naraku's forces, Sango and Moroku decide what is most important to them, each other or their duty in battle. Meanwhile, InuYasha must decide whether his heart lies with Kikyo or Kagome before fate decides for him. Amidst the race to find the shards, InuYasha and his brother Shishomaru must also resolve their feud and cooperate for their final confrontation with Naraku. It is a battle they must win in order to put a stop to his evil and cruelty once and for all. So yeah, like I said, basically this but basically this wraps up where the first 161 episodes end. It's supposed to cover, I just saw it. Let me go back. It's supposed to cover, I saw it somewhere, but it's not telling me. But yeah, basically, oh, actually, I was wrong. Because I did write it here too in my notes. The original run of the original InuYasha anime ran from October 16 to 2000 all the way to September 13, 2004, with 167 episodes. There was also 4 movies during the run of the first series. So like I said, after the last episode, pretty much it picks up where the story left off, with them pretty much it's crunch time. They're down to the last few Shikon jewel shards that aren't in Naraku's hands, but like the description says, at this point he's willing to do anything and everything to get these last shards so that he can have the full Shikon jewel and get ultimate power. With also this, everyone is kind of conflicted on what they should do. Sango and Moroku at this point know they have feelings for each other, but are worried about what the outcome would be, how this would affect them, and if they do end up choosing each other to protect each other, what are the consequences that could fall with that. Then, of course, we do have the love triangle going on with InuYasha, Kagome, and Kikyo. I don't think I probably shouldn't spoil, because that is a pretty big spoil for anyone who hasn't seen. But basically, something happens to Kikyo, and that just throws more into what's going on between the 3 of them. Then we also do get a little bit more in depth with Shishomaru, Ren, and Jokin. Also, Sango's brother Kohaku also starts traveling along with them. At this point, I know we end up meeting Shishomaru's mother, since InuYasha and Shishomaru are brothers, but they're half brothers because Shishomaru is a full demon who was born between 2 full demons, while InuYasha is a half demon. While his father was a full demon, while his mother was full human. making him a half breed. Um, we do meet Shishomaru's mother. We go through kind of an adventure of that, where he ends up growing stronger, gaining more powers and abilities, and we also see him kind of growing more of a heart for humans. We do kind of see that happening throughout the original run of the series, with him hating humans, him not hesitating to slaughter humans that they got in his way. But then he meets Rin and starts getting a soft side, at least for her, and then starts, I guess, somewhat tolerating in his way the others. But we do see him that he is not like just quick to kill humans like he used to now with his bond he made with Rin, Shishomaru, and InuYasha, coming more into, the differences between each other, even though they are brothers. They've never gotten along because InuYasha is a half demon, and Shishomaru never liked the fact that his father, he felt like his father lost a lot of his like pride and self-worth of a demon because he fell in love with a human and ended up bearing a child with her. But we do see that he is slowly, I guess, starting to see what his father kind of went through with his own interactions and his feelings for Rin. We do get some like bits and pieces here. Things happen, I think, at one point. I'm trying to not spoil because honestly, this is such a good series. You really just have to watch it, and the fact that it's all out, you don't have to wait like we did when the original run of the anime ended, and then they brought back the final act to finish up the story. So basically, you can just watch it all. There is going to be a noticeable difference in some of the voices because it was like a huge gap. I mean, the original anime ran all the way until 2004, and then the final act didn't come out until 5 years later. So by that point, I know in the English dub, InuYasha, Moroku, Sango, Shippo, Rin, I think even Jokin, like their voices are still the same. I think Naraku is still the same, and all the other other characters, their voices are still the same. There are some noticeable difference, but at this point, I've seen the final act and I see Yasuhime, so I'm totally like. Sometimes I go back and I rewatch the original run, and I hear the old voices for like Kagome or Shishomaru, and it kind of throws me off, which is crazy because you would think the new voices would throw you off, but no, I guess I'm so used to hearing the current voices for these characters now that the old voices kind of throw me off. But the old people who did the original run for the anime, like for Kagome, Shishomaru, and anyone else who didn't come back for the final act, like they're iconic. That's what like their voices is very iconic. Like they're the OG voice. But I would say whoever ended up doing Kagome and Shishomaru did a pretty good job of kind of getting into the characters and what they're like. So to the point that even though the voices changed, it still fit the characters. But yeah, that is a huge difference. Kagome's voice actress, I think, retired by that point, so she didn't come back to do Kagome again in the final act. And the same with Shishomaru's original voice actor. I think he might have retired around that time too. So when they were bringing it back, they did have to get someone else to do his voice, which I'm totally okay with. Like I said, there are moments here and there where they're just trying to figure out what they can do to get the upper hand against Naraku, what they can do to protect the last few shards that they have. I mean, at this point, I want to say it's like maybe 3 that's not in the hands of Naraku. There's one. I mean, should I say this? I mean, okay, spoilers. Like kind of skip like a minute or two. Basically, there's like one in Kohaku that's keeping him alive. But I think Kagome has like 1 or 2. And I want to say that's it. I don't remember 100%. There's like a very few left. And I think at one point halfway through the anime, they end up losing some of the other 2 or 3. and then they are like stuck with only like one shard left. But I guess, like I said, by like I said, at this point, it's pretty much crunch time. Naraku basically has like 99% of the Shikon jewel. He's just missing these last two pieces, and at this point, he's willing to do anything and everything to get these last shards. But we do get a bit of a, and I mean, throughout this too, we do learn more about the Shikon jewel, what its true purpose was, and kind of what's the um what's the correct way to use it so that way it doesn't continue on this cycle of people hunting down like basically like whole out wars are starting out over this jewel. um I'm trying to remember which episode it was. Oh, and I do remember at one point something ends up happening and Kagome ends up losing her spiritual powers, which I mean, I guess I probably should. I mean, kind of the whole reason why Kagome is even in this predicament in the first place is because her family owns owns a shrine, and there is this well, and she ends up getting pulled into it, gets sent back like hundreds of years into the past, hundreds of centuries into the past, where quote unquote demons and humans kind of not really coexist, but were like living amongst each other. But there was this powerful jewel that could grant, could grant like great power to whoever wielded it. There was a priestess who protected it, but due to the conflict, she ended up dying, and they say that Kagome is basically her hundreds of thousands year old reincarnation. So that's kind of also another thing that plays into the whole love triangle between the two of InuYasha, Kagome, and Kikyo, because InuYasha and Kikyo were like romantically involved, or like basically they were in love and were kind of in a relationship, but were manipulated by Naraku to turn against each other. Some things happened and Kikyo ended up coming back, but pretty much her whole drive was to defeat Naraku. I know a lot of people don't like her, and I'm totally the same. Me personally, because it felt like to me, like she, even though she came back and she learned the truth that whatever happened between her and InuYasha was staged. It wasn't. They didn't do it to each. He didn't do what she thought he did, and he thought that she betrayed him when really they were both just tricked and lied to and manipulated. But even after learning all that, she's like still like her passion to defeat Naraku leads her down to constantly like manipulating InuYasha, and even knowing that he still has deep feelings for her. I mean, there's multiple times in the original run of the anime where InuYasha is quick to just stop what he's doing to go running to Kikyo, to find any whereabouts of her trace, and he just. And of course, at this point, this really hurts Kagome. They've been together since the beginning of this, and she slowly starts developing feelings for him, but she knows that deep down, Kikyo will still be a part of him, and when she does come back, it like drives him even more. Now he's torn between both girls. But I mean, at the end of the day, he does kind of pick one, but not. I mean, not like he was. I don't want to say. It's kind of a spoiler, kind of. I mean, not kind of. It is a spoiler. But basically, something happens, and Kikyo ends up. Something ends up happening to Kikyo. I'll just leave it at that. But like I said, that does kind of more fill what's going on. I know, like, InuYasha is conflicted. He's like, do I love Kagome for who she is, and or do I just see her as like a replacement Kikyo since she is her, or a reincarnation? That does play a big role into their whole conflict as well, of him being like, I don't know if I'm feeling for her is true, or if I'm just seeing her as a replacement Kikyo. At this point too, we also do see feelings developing between Moroku and Sango. We do see Shippo trying to become a great fox demon like his father and his other clans. and just everyone just trying to do what they can to defeat Naraku and get the Jikon jewel away from him. At one point they do, but then something ends up happening where the jewel ends up drawing Kagome, like separating from the others. All this stuff ends up happening, and it's almost like the jewel is like like trying to convince her to make like a selfish wish, or basically not make the wish that is needed to pretty much end this cycle of just death and fighting over this jewel for power and control. That does end up happening. There's this really iconic moment that happens between her and InuYasha. That's another one that really gets me. I forget which episode that was. I want to say... I think it's 18. Like, at this point, something's happened. Kagome's lost her powers. She goes home. She learns that basically... I should have mentioned that. This whole time, Kagome's like in her last year of middle school, trying to get ready for high school. But with her being in the feudal era for so long, she's missing all this school, but exams are coming up. She, with this, she ends up losing her powers. Something happens, she loses her power. So she goes back home. They believe it's safer for her to be there, since she doesn't have a way to protect herself like usual. And at this point, something really terrible ends up happening to Kikyo. So this kind of drives InuYasha to drive Kagome away to keep her safe, not wanting the same fate to fall to her. But he does end up going because with the well that Kagome goes through, the only person who can go through it is InuYasha. Some believe it might have to do with maybe his connection to Kikyo, or maybe the fact that he's a half-demon. It never really is explained on why only he's able to pass through. But yeah, he's able to pass through, so he goes into he sees her. They have this really like intimate moment where she's like asking like, listen, I know I don't really have my powers. I'm not useful anymore, but I still want to fight besides all of you and be by your side. And then they just have this really cute moment, but then it gets interrupted because her family ends up coming back home after going away for like a spa trip or something. She goes and she takes her exam, but at the end, they end up getting separated again. Like 4 or 5 years end up passing. I want to say like maybe 4 years at that point, because basically towards the end, it's been like few years. The battle's over. Everyone's getting on to their normal lives. Moroku and Sango are, starting a family. And at this point, back in modern times, Kagome and her friends have all graduated from high school. Deciding what their goals are going to be for, college and whatnot. Kagome is happy to be home with her family and friends again, but she does know that her connection to everyone back there is still pretty strong and she can't forget it. But throughout the whole time she was back on the modern day, her only connection to that part of the world was not working like it should. So she believed she would never see any of them again. She wouldn't see InuYasha again. Until one day, like sometime after her graduation, she goes back to the well again. She does announce that she's been going there every day just to see if the well would work, but hasn't. And, total disappointment. But she goes again, really wanting to see everyone, wanting to be by InuYasha's side, and notices that she sees the sky from the well. That's when she notices that it's finally working. She can go through, but it's possible that it's a one-way through. That once she goes through, she probably can never return back to the modern time. Her mother goes and notices this, tells Kagome to just follow her heart. If it's what you truly want to do, if that's truly where you feel like you need to be, then I am happy for you. She goes, InuYasha senses her, or smells her because he's half dog, goes to the well, and there she meets up with everyone, gets caught up in everyone's what they've been doing the last few years, and decides that this is the world she wants to be. She wants to be with everyone, wants to be by InuYasha's side, and doesn't have any regrets, and just is happy that it's all turned out in the end. And that's pretty much kind of where the anime ends. I didn't try to go into too much detail because honestly, I feel like you need to watch it. It is so good. Um, there's just it's such a nice conclusion to everyone. Everyone getting their pretty much their happy ending. There's no more fighting. Well, I mean, not like this. Like basically, there's not some great evil that's just waiting to take over the world. Basically, everyone's living kind of sort of peaceful lives. Kagome's learning now to fully adapt to this world since she does plan to be here forever, and just being with her friends that she's gone through this journey and being besides the person she fell in love with and wanting to just stay by his side, and it's just really good. I really did enjoy this anime so much. It's just so amazing. The original anime was still good too. Like, it's such a classic of the whole back and forth between InuYasha and his feelings for Kikyo, but then his growing feelings for Kagome, and I didn't even get into Koga. At one point, there's this wolf demon tribe that takes Kagome because they notice she can sense the jewels. The leader of the pack, Koga, ends up falling for Kagome. She, of course, doesn't have feelings for him like that, but she does care for him, and she does try to be nice to him, which I guess you can see is him kind of taking it a bit too far to taking that as maybe she has feelings for him. Then there's also like another like wolf demon girl that pops up that apparently turns out to be like a arranged fiance for Koga, but he doesn't remember, and even if he did, he has his strong feelings for Kagome. So then there's that whole love triangle there, of now, before it was just InuYasha and Kagome and Kikyo. Now we got InuYasha and Koga fighting for Kagome's affection. Then there's also like one-off characters that maybe who fell in love with Kagome and that gets InuYasha jealous, or there are characters who same way falls for Sango. I know one episode there was like this lord, this young lord she ended up saving back when she was a kid. Meeting him years later, him still having these strong feelings for Sango, wanting her to retire as a demon slayer, and living with him and being his wife and the like madam of this whole estate. But at this point, she is kind of conflicted with her feelings for Moroku, and of course, I didn't even get into Moroku. Basically, he's a monk whose family was cursed by Naraku to have this wind tunnel in their hand that can be used as a good weapon, but over time, the hole gets bigger and bigger to the point, at one point, it will just consume the person who's wielding it, and then they will die. It is, I think, believe he said it's only passed down to the sons in his family's bloodline. So, and one of the things that he is on the quest for is to find someone who will bear his children in the hopes that he's unable to defeat Naraku and break the curse, that hopefully his son will be able to pass on to to live on the legacy and defeat Naraku if he's unable to do it in his time, which thank goodness that he was. So when he ends up starting a family with Sango, that curse is broken and is no longer afflicting him and won't afflict any of the future children that they end up having. We do meet Shippo, who at first wanted to steal some of the jewel shards that Kagome and InuYasha had, but him, even though he is a demon, he is kind of portrayed as a kid. We do find out later on that apparently there's like other like small demons that can go to this school where they can climb up the ranks, and there they can become fish, like I guess full-fledged demons, I guess, and I don't know if that something happens and then they transform into uh and then they like go through this transformation of becoming like a full-fledged demon. It wasn't really explained on how that works. But with that, Shippo, is training so that he could be a powerful demon to one day maybe support the others. What else? I kind of already talked about Shishomu and his hate for humans, but then he ended up meeting Rin, getting a soft side for her, and overall not just straight up just slaughtering humans like he used to in the beginning of the series. Oh right, there all is also these moments because InuYasha is a half demon, and because his demon side comes is basically his demon blood is way stronger, is way too strong that sometimes it overpowers him, with him being a half demon. There are times where he ends up going in like this demon frenzy and ends up attacking people. There was a moment in the original anime where that happens, and he ended up slaughtering a bunch of bandits who were raiding this village and killing people and sending off some of the girls to be sacrificed to their leader, who also turned out to be a demon. This really does like traumatize InuYasha at one point because he fears that the demon blood in him is getting stronger to the point that he might not be able to control it. And if that happens, he might end up turning against everyone, even, Kagome, which that's just something he never wants to do. He never wants to turn against her, never wants to hurt her. He wants to keep her safe. Like I said, at this point, he is developing feelings for her, but he is also conflicted in his feelings for Kikyo. What else? Oh, right. I didn't even talk about Naraku's minions. Basically, they're like a part of him that he's created. They're like, I guess you can say they're kind of like reincarnations. They're parts of him that he's like kind of separated from himself, that can operate separately from him. They have special abilities, but at the end, they are still tied to him. So they can't fully break away and like do their own things or be free. They do have to still follow his whim. I know a lot of them ended up passing away or dying. All of them do get like killed later off in like earlier in the series, but a lot of like the main ones we kind of grew up with in the main series ended up getting like double crossed by Naraku and used, and ended up meeting an unfortunate fate. All this time, after all this time of just being used by Naraku. I'm trying to think. What else am I missing? I mean, I guess we could talk about Kagome's family. She does have her mother. We don't know where the dad is. We don't know if he passed away or just wasn't in the picture. But we do have her grandfather. Then Kagome does have a little brother named Shoto, I believe his name was. Basically he and InuYasha also had this like kind of like almost brother-in-law relationship, because he kind of sees that him and Kagome have feelings for each other or in like this weird relationship. So he kind of does like look up to InuYasha like he would be a big brother. I mean, I guess in the end, he kind of does. They do have like kind of like cute little like big brother moments, which is kind of funny because InuYasha has a brother, but they don't get along, and he is the youngest, so he doesn't really know what it's like to be the older brother. So when he have his little moments with Kagome's younger brother, it's kind of cute, seeing that. And it kind of, spills more of, if him and Kagome got together, Kagome's family would be, his family, like, through in-laws, but still. And, that would be his brother-in-law, which is, I don't know, it's really cute. I like it. Oh yeah, there's also another thing that was also going on, I guess you could say kind of like another life triangle. Basically, there was this boy that Kagome liked, before this whole adventure of her started, and she ended up falling in love with InuYasha. I think his name was Hojo. I'm trying to look. Yeah, basically there was this guy named Hojo who was like the most popular guy in the school, the most handsome, and it looked like him and Kagome were possibly going to be a thing. But with her now getting drawn into this whole Shiko and Jewel thing, her spending more time with, InuYasha in the group, whatever little feelings she might have had for him, totally disappeared. Cause then she ends up falling in love with InuYasha. But we do see, InuYasha being the stubborn, hard-headed that he is, and Kagome being the strong-willed character she is, they do butt heads a lot. So there are times she'll run back home, she'll maybe agree to go on a date with Hojo, but ends up not going because she is still, really drawn to, InuYasha, which at first she doesn't realize that she's falling in love with him until there's like a really good episode that happens that something happened involving Kikyo, of course, and I think Kagome witnessed it. She decided to go home because she felt like she couldn't face him. She's just not understanding her feelings and why this is happening to her. Then she goes under her family's sacred tree, which actually is the same tree in the feudal era where she met InuYasha and freed him. That she ends up start crying, and that's when she notices that she's falling in love with him, but knows that Kikyo will always be a way more important, like part of his heart. He does care about her, he does have feelings for her, but she knows and she sees it in the way he acts that anything involving Kikyo, he will run to do it, and it does hurt her, and that's really bittersweet. Someone you love is still, lingering on to the feelings he had for the previous girl he was with. And, you just, even after, making the huge sacrifice of wanting to be there for him and still being by his side, knowing your feelings for him, but knowing that he'll still prioritize another girl. And let me tell you, Kagome is really strong for that, because I don't know if I could do that. There are definitely multiple times where he's run off, hearing news about Kikyo, and even there were a few times him doing that put Kagome in great danger. He wasn't around to keep her safe from the others who are going to go after her because of her powers and her abilities, and her quote-unquote link to Kikyo. He'll come back to his senses, he'll go back, and, he'll apologize, says that he's sorry for, that he won't do it again, but Kagome's like, no, I know you will. As soon as anything remotely related to Kikyo comes up, you'll drop everything you're doing to go run to her. But she's like, I just can't help it, I love him too much. I want to be by his side, even though I know that there will be times where he'll run off to go be with her. But there's really nothing I can do about that, and that just breaks my heart. So that's why I was really happy that they ended up getting their happy ending in the end, and everyone else, because when you just go through and you see all the pain and torment and the psychological just torture that Naraku put through everyone, it wasn't just InuYasha and Kikyo. It was whatever the play he had in Moroku's family, the curse that's been afflicting them for years. Him having a hand in causing the death of Songo's entire family, including her brother, but then bringing him back with the power of a Seikon Jewel shard, and just using that to taunt her and manipulate her to do his bidding or to do what he wants, and him even getting a one-up on Shishomaru, to the point that now Shishomaru is hunting down Naraku to get revenge on being used like he was. And same thing with Koga, he's on the hunt for Naraku, because his manipulation and getting his getting his wolf clan pretty much slaughtered and excuse me, and manipulating the scene to make it look like I think he made it look like InuYasha was the one who did it. And then, the others tried to talk him out of it, but he was so blinded by rage and what he saw, and just the everything that any other logic was not going through his head, and it was just crazy. Like, Naraku is definitely one of those really iconic villains that just goes around, like, the way he's able to manipulate people. He knows what will make someone tick, what's something I can hold against them that they will do what I say or play in the way that I need them to, so that my plan will work out the way that it should. And ultimately, getting taken down in the end, and just it was just amazing. But it's crazy to see how long it took for them, because he was just sending out like incarnations of himself. There were times when the others got like power-ups that could have defeated him. He would get away in the last second, and then would go into hiding somewhere so that they wouldn't know where he was. And when he did, he ended up coming back in a stronger form. And it's a lot. He does so much manipulating and moving around and all this to get this ultimate power. And it's just so crazy. But, like, I'm sorry. Like, if you need just to watch this. This is such a good show, such a good anime. If you're a huge fan of like the whole romance themed and whatnot, I mean, if you're not a huge fan of that, that's totally fine. I mean, because there is other parts to it. The romance does play a huge part in, the story, but there's action. I mean, it is an adventure of them hunting down Naraku, getting the Seikon Jewel shards back, getting the jewel hole. It is fantasy, because, we are dealing with the demons and half demons and spirits and ghosts and whatnot. It's such a good anime. So good, so good. Definitely would recommend 100%. I mean, you could pick up the final act and not know anything else, but you will be like definitely confused. You're gonna be like, where did this person come from? Why are they hunting Naraku like this? What beef do they have with him? So basically, my recommendation is you need to just watch it from beginning to end. The movies aren't. Basically, they're kind of like other anime movies, like Dragon Ball movies, like those. Basically, you can kind of figure out where in the story they could have taken place, but they aren't part of the story. Basically, they're like one-off adventures that ended up becoming movies. Kind of like the Detective Conan movies too. Like, you can kind of guess where these movies could have taken place, but they aren't like in the main story. So, but that's pretty much it for me. At least for this. I'm just saying, watch it. It's so good. It's so amazing. I love InuYasha to death. It's so good, and it's a lot. I mean, it's what the first series was 167, and then plus the 26 for the final act. That's 193 episodes you can watch. Like, that's a good like few months watch, depending on how fast you watch. You can literally go through like 12 episodes a day, and you'll probably catch up in like maybe 2-3 months of watching all of it. And then, like I said, maybe if you want to go back, you can definitely watch the movies, since, like I said, they aren't part of the main story. They're kind of like one-off adventures that just got like a movie length, but those movies were still good. Oh right, the original movies they came out around the time the original anime was running, so they do have all the original voices. So the new voice for Kagome, the new voice for Shishomaru aren't in the movies. They cause those came out around the time the first anime was running. So, but in Yashihime, which is basically like the sequel to InuYasha, it's the new voice for Kagome and then the final act, and the new voice for Shishomaru in the final act that's in that anime. But I won't talk about Yashihime. I'll have to check. Did I put that on the list of the animes I need to that I could do podcast episodes about? Let me see. Well, it's a long list. If it's not, I will definitely add it, because I know a lot of people didn't like the delivery of Yashihime. I would definitely say it is definitely better than freaking Boruto. I know people saying Boruto is getting better. I don't know. Me personally, I watched every episode of Yashahime. I've seen bits and pieces of Boruto here and there. So, yeah. That kind of let you know how I feel about either series. Um, so yeah, I mean, but that's you have so much to watch. You have the first series, you have the final act, then you have the four movies, and then you have Yashahime, which pretty much picks up where left not picks up where it left off, but basically it's kind of like a new generation of the like some of the main cast are still there, or they're referenced, or they do play a part because it might follow like their children and whatnot. But that's pretty much it for the podcast. I hope everyone really enjoyed. Like I said, I know I skipped a lot. I was trying not to spoil too much because honestly, in my opinion, an anime like this, you just need to go watch it. It's so good. You'll get so much of the story, so much more depth. You'll go through the adventure with everyone, and it's so good. And then when you get that conclusion, it makes it all worthwhile. From where they started to how it finally all came to an end of them finally defeating Naraku and what they ended up doing with the sacred jewel shard. I mean, the sacred jewel. But that's about it for the podcast. So what I'm going to do is pause that. So I thought maybe we do a little game. Oh, come on. Oh, why is my avatar acting up? That's crazy. I thought I fixed this. Alright. We just fix. Okay, there we go. That was loud as hell. Go here. And there we go. Thought we just played this maybe for a little bit. It's kind of cute. I've seen other people play it. Basically, it's like a puzzle game where you have to stack up. There's a cat one and there's a dog one. So I thought maybe we do the dog one first. So, yeah. Since, my podcast episodes don't really run that long. So I thought maybe we jump in and we maybe just see how many levels of this we could do for the next, like, maybe hour and a half. Maybe 2 hours, depending. We'll see. Let's start. Oh, look, you found a new dog. It's Yasuke. Yasuke has a lot of outdoor experience as she frequently accompanies her owner on buscraft adventures. Oop. You guys... Okay. Next level. Okay. How do you turn? Oh, there we go. Next level. Oh, look, we found a new dog. It's Princess. Princess has the prettiest white fur that's from the constant baths. Her favorite hobby is digging. huh? Next. Let's got an achievement. Unlock 3 dogs. Oh, look here, you found your dog is Vivi. Vivi's best friend is a neighborhood cat. They often play together and look strongly similar to one another. Oh, we got 2 of you now. Let's put you here. You here. You here. And you here. Let's put you there. You there. You there. And you there. I found a dog. It's Rex. Rex works as a police doggo. He gets to smell lots of interesting smells coming from people's suitcases every day. Oh, it's a big ass dog. Can you fit there? Yes. And you go there. Layla looks to hide under sheets. Shelter often gets stuck hiding under sheets. Maybe there. You there, and you there. Yep. There we go. There we go. Guard Blub. It's a star. He once sneezed so hard that it made him do a somersault. His quick clip went viral on TikTok. He's a chunky boy. There we go. Let me update. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, there we go. Lulu. Lulu loves watching the snowfall, but doesn't really want to go on walks when it's snowy. Very complicated doggy. Oop. There you go, right there. Oops, sorry about that. Am I blanking on this? I can go there. What am I doing wrong? Oh, wait, I think I got it. There we go. Oh, we got Duke. Duke is a refined doggy, except when no one is looking. He makes a huge mess, chomping down his food as fast as possible. Who's a tall dog? He's a tall one. Let's put you. Damn it, I thought I had it. Oh, come on. Hello, Mio. Mio. Yeah, I just did my podcast episode, so I thought I'd play this game for a little bit. But I will have to end around 6:45. But I'll come back and I'll stream a little later. Maybe I'll jump back on this, or maybe I'll do the some more Danganronpa S. We'll see. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I just not. Oh wait, I think I got it. Okay, maybe not. I thought I got it. Son of a bitch. Maybe I need to turn. Oop. Maybe like that. But then no, he's blocking that, and then that's gonna be open. Ooh. Look at that. God damn it. No. I thought I had it. Yeah, no, I'm fine. Just I don't know why my freaking avatar was acting up too. Alright, there it goes. Damn it, I thought I had this. Ooh, wait, did that work? Damn it, no. Thought that would work. No. Let me try. Oh my god, it's big as a dog. Then it's still gonna leave these open. Dang it. This is hard. No, they're still gonna leave 3 open. Oh, what the? Oh, come on. Hey. Oh, wait, I think I got it. Ah, I did it. Rocco. Rocco's a simple dog. He likes to play with stuffed toys, which are 5 times larger than him. Aw, that's cute. it. No, dang it. Oh, there it is. Ellie. In Ellie's mind, she's a dangerous guard dog on an important mission. In reality, she doesn't know the chest she's guarding is empty. Oh, I got that one a lot faster. No. Come on. I get like half, I get like most of it. Then there's like one I'm just not fitting in right. Dang it. Oh my god. I'm not getting this one, I don't understand. Oh, perfect. There it goes. Oh, come on. What the? Oh, finally. Got a car. A car is what we call a wet doggy. There's a puddle or a body of water in her belly, chances are she's already in it. That was a big dog. Oh my god. Literally take up about half the thing. Thought I had it. Wait, there we go. No. Damn it, thought I got it. Damn it, no, the tail. Damn it, I thought I got it. I kind of got it. Dang it. That doesn't work either. Perfect. Got it. Okay, this is probably gonna have to be my last one because I gotta go run an errand, so. Well, let's try and do this one. Well, I gotta go, so let's actually stop this here. There it goes. Yeah, sorry about that. Something came up, so I gotta go do something real quick. But I will come back later tonight, so either we'll continue on with this, or maybe we'll jump into Danganronpa S. But yeah, sorry about the short notice. Well, luckily I was able to get my freaking podcast done, but what can you do? But yeah, I'll come back later tonight, either continuing with this, or maybe we'll jump into Duncan. Because I do kind of want to do Chiaki and Mihiro since I did get them last night. So, we'll see. But thank you for everyone who came to the podcast version of this, and a little bit of the dogs organized neatly. Again, you can watch them here on my Twitch for the 7 days they're up. I do also simul-stream on YouTube as well, where the videos are there permanently, so all my VODs, even past ones, are up there. Well, that's it for me. I'll see you guys, I'm not sure what time, maybe around 11? Maybe, yeah, around the time I did last night, around like maybe 11:30. I'll come back and we'll play a game. We'll continue playing something. But that's it for me. Hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you later today. Bye.